Hey there, I'm Steve.
And I'm Jen.
And we are the Road Less Traveled.
So today's video is for our regular watchers, viewers of our videos. And some of you have reached out and said, hey, where are you guys? Are you okay? So we thought we would really take this video for those of you who have watched us over the past year-ish. I don't know how long. I just want to update you on our status. Now, if you're new here, you have no idea who we are and why you'd watch this video, so feel free to go back into the catalog and watch our other vlog style videos. But what we want to get started on is, why'd we stop making videos? We dropped off in May, and I think there were a few reasons behind it, but Steve, you want to...
I think overall, there's no big overarching reason. It just had to do with a lot of little things adding up to where it just felt like it was getting to be not worthwhile anymore. There's lots of stress associated with making videos, and it just for a while it just didn't seem worth it. So I think we took a little break, and then you know how little breaks turn into longer breaks.
Yeah, I just want to backtrack to May, kind of where we were when we started dropping off a little bit. May was a really hard time for us, and I'm saying this from my perspective, but I think Steve would agree. We were traveling from Alabama out, and we were in Texas in May. I had a lot of work. May just kind of hit me really hard, so I was working a lot. We had our dear friend Kim pass away from ALS, and so that just brought some emotion. I flew out to go to the funeral. We got our COVID vaccines. Let's see, what else? It felt like it was, we were in Texas. It was raining a bunch. The weather affects Steve in a big way. And yeah, it was just seemed like one more thing that we didn't have time to do. And so we didn't. And there you go.
Exactly.
So where have we been since we dropped off in May? Let's see. I guess the general route.
Okay, so we were in Texas.
For like 6 weeks. 4 to 6 weeks? Oh, we were there a long time.
Yeah. And we, in general, went through New Mexico and Arizona, but didn't really do a whole lot there. We're gonna go back there. Mm-hmm. And we went to Ramona, California, which is just outside of San Diego. And we hung out there for a week or two. Is that right?
All right, we basically went up to California. I mean,
and then we started heading north up California.
I mean, that was the thing. We were going to spend most of the time, 2 months at least in California, and that's what we did. Had a great time, and we took a little detour, and we had something kind of interesting happen. We went over to the Yosemite area in a place called Oakhurst, and Steve was researching vacation rentals, and we started thinking, is it like maybe we buy a vacation rental? And Yosemite is a hot area, and we decided to go to the area and see if there was a vacation rental for us to buy and rent out.
And also part of it is, and we'll get to this more in this video, but we're looking for a home base. Or maybe a permanent settling spot. We're not sure yet. We're very conflicted, but that's a lot of what this video is about. But we thought Oakhurst, okay, we at least have a house, which it would be a vacation rental, and it should be able to rent fairly easily, being so close to Yosemite. And when we traveled, we could rent it out, and that'd be great. And we'd also have like a place to go, like a house to go when we're not traveling, and a place to where we can go and go to the doctor and get physicals and do stuff like that. So that was part of the reason why we were thinking about a home base to begin with. But do you want to tell them?
Yeah.
Didn't work out?
It didn't work out. Cut to the chase. We ended up putting a contract on one house that we were kind of like about, didn't get it, so we were okay with that. But then we found this house that was a great location, but honestly needed a lot of work. They had like all of this lumber and work material that the owners, before the gentleman passed, he was built trusses, and so there was a bunch of work stuff in the back, and we said, okay, we can clean this out. It's gonna be a lot of time intensive or spending a lot of money, but we've got this.
There was a lot of stuff that we knew about, and we thought it was a fun project.
And we were getting excited. You know, we were talking to my brother about coming to see it for Thanksgiving. We were, you know, thinking about how we could renovate. And then the inspection happened.
And it just got overwhelming. It was too much. It was just stuff that was gonna not really be DIY, and that we'd have to pay to have professionals come out and do, and it just wasn't in the budget to do that. We wanted to spend our money on nice things to make it better, not just to bring it like up to code.
Yeah, we don't want to spend $20,000 on stuff you can't see, but you need to do for safety reasons. And they weren't willing to do any of that, so we just walked away from it. And I think it was a good choice for us. We were a little bummed about not having that vision happen, but then in the end, it's okay. So went up to Northern California, went to Washington, and then we just spent some time in the Grand Tetons for a real vacation.
All right, so after the Oakhurst house didn't work out, we started thinking about things a little more, and actually started entertaining the idea of possibly settling. And there's actually a variety of reasons that we're thinking about that, but right now we're just feeling very conflicted, so we don't know exactly what we're going to do.
Yeah, excuse the fly in here. There seems to always be a fly in the RV. Yeah, so we have changed our minds quite a few times, and the original thought that when the vacation house didn't work out was going, maybe it's just time to settle. We sometimes, with this lifestyle, there are extreme highs and extreme lows. So for example, you could wake up one morning and it's just loud and you don't have space, and you just, you know, maybe you're not in the most desirable location and it feels really hard. And then the next minute you're in the middle of Yellowstone looking at geysers with your kids, and you're like, let's never stop traveling. This is amazing. And so I'm kind of feeling like we need a place to settle for at least a few months. I'm just kind of feeling like I don't want to keep traveling as hard as we've been traveling. We even extended our stay here in Boise for at least a week and a half, which for us is a lot. And I think that's part of the problem. We just move too much. We're conflicted too because the kids seem like they want to settle, and they find friends at a campground, and then we leave, or the kids leave.
There was a time we were in Kelso, Washington, and Ben found a friend to play with, and he was just really excited and playing.
And Haley.
And Haley, yeah, they both had friends to play with. And it was just like, I was happy and sad at the same time for them, because I knew that was going to come to an end because we were going to leave. So that's where a lot of the conflict comes in. Like, what's best for the family overall, what's best for the kids, what's best for us, and how do we work that all out? As far as me personally, I'd say even I come and go on whether I want to settle or keep going, but I'm really nervous about the idea of settling, because I feel like it actually feels super risky to me, because I think that if I don't like it, it's going to be really hard to get back on the road.
Well, that's just it. When we commit to a place, you know, we may just stay in our RV for a while to see if we truly like it, because the thought of buying a house, especially in this market, buying furniture because we have literally nothing, it is a big commitment. And where Steve and I keep getting into this mental game is that the place we pick ideally is going to be our forever home, but it doesn't have to be. I think that's where we can go somewhere. If we hate it, we can leave. But we may just have to stay in the RV a little bit longer instead of investing into a house. For me, an ideal scenario is that we do settle, we find our location, and then we travel in the summer. The kids would be out of school. I could take, you know, less, I wouldn't have to work during the summer as much. And it would be a little bit of stability with some excitement in travel. Mm-hmm. So we're going to see how that works, because then we don't know in reality how that's going to work.
Yeah, it's hard because we don't even, and we'll dive into this, I guess, in a part two, or in terms of our criteria, where we might look to settle or set up a home base. But it's just hard because we're conflicted on that as well. It's like, we don't know, do we want to go back to a life similar to what we had, but even more so into suburbia life, which it's like, it seems really good for kids. Like, I'll say that, but besides that, it just doesn't really excite me.
So as you can see, we're very conflicted. We don't know right now what we're going to do, so just something to consider. There's highs and lows to RV life. There's highs and lows to regular life. We are going to try to get back to these videos and try to find something that would be helpful for you all. And we do want to talk a little bit about our criteria, because people think that we're looking for a unicorn. That doesn't exist. And that is maybe true. So we'll talk about, like Steve said in a part 2, like, what are we looking for and what are some of the cities that we are exploring in the next few months. I think that's it, right?
That's it.
That's our update. Thank you for wondering about us and being curious if we're okay, and we appreciate your support.
Thank you.